Hello, and welcome to my channel, Be Uplifted. We're not going to take communion today. I just want to speak to you just a few moments about two scriptures that you might wonder if they would go together or not. In Matthew 26, verse 39, in the New King James Version, it says, "He went down a little further and fell to his face and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as your will." And then in Luke chapter 23, verse 34, he says, "Then Jesus said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." And then they divided his garments and cast lots. How can someone go from, I don't want to do this, to, Father, forgive them? You see, when Jesus was praying in the garden, he was praying and in so much agony, he had blood coming through his pores. So we know as he was in his flesh going through so much stress, he did not want to go through what he knew what was about to happen. Because remember, he was flesh, and yes, he was still God. And he knew the agony and the stress and the pain and the suffering and he was about to endure in just a few short hours. And he did not in his flesh, want to go through this. But then at the same time, he says, but not my will, but yours. Knowing that the Father had willed him to do this. So he had to be obedient even though his flesh didn't want to go through this. And then so right after he was on the cross, feeling all the pain, feeling all the stress, feeling all the anxiety, and the brokenness that he had, while they were still doing and harming and making fun of him, he said, Father, please forgive them, for they not know what they were doing. He still had that much grace and that much love for those that were doing that to him, even though what was going through his body in that moment was such pain and probably heartbreak. But he still asked his Father to forgive them for what they were doing. See, in John 8, verse 31, it says, Then Jesus said to those Jews who believed him, If you abide in my word, you are my disciples indeed. And you shall know the truth, and the truth will make you free. Now, what truth is being talked about, and what freedom is being talked about? When Jesus said, you will know the truth, and the truth shall make you free, he was telling his followers that obedience to God is the only way to experience true liberation, spiritual freedom from sin. The freedom Jesus offers is restored fellowship with the Father, who is the source of all true life, and the mark of one who has received this life to remain faithful to his teaching. See, in John 14 it says, If you love me, you will obey my commandments, and I will ask the Father, and he will give you another advocate who will never leave you. He is the Holy Spirit who leads into all truth. The world cannot receive him because it isn't looking for him and it doesn't recognize him, but you know him because he lives with you now and later will be in you. Meaning now he is with you because they see him in the flesh. And when the Holy Spirit comes, meaning he will live inside of you. Jesus doesn't want any one of us to perish. That's why he came. Even though he knew the suffering that he would have to endure, he loves you that much that he was willing to die for you. That is the truth. This, my friends, is how we can say that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Thank you for joining me for that word. I hope to see you again soon.